So let me tell you something about the components of this course, the assessments that you'll do, the bits of formative work, and of course the events, the seminars and lectures and so on. So start with the assessed work. This is, I'm sure, what most people are anxious about. There are 3 in-term assignments. So these you'll find the deadlines for on Tabular, and the questions on Rama. Information about those will be below this video. If you're watching the video, you just scroll down and you'll see where to find those things. And then there will also be a long essay, and there are some pre-specified questions that you can answer for the long essay, or you can see me and develop your own question, but of course I have to approve that and add it to the list. So those are the main things. And the long essay is probably weighted quite a lot more than the 3 in-term assignments. It's probably something like 30% for the 3 in-term assignments, 70% for the long essay. So I hope that's kind of clear, but don't take my word for it. The canonical source for all of this information is Tabular. That's where you can be sure about the deadlines and all the rest of it. Now, in addition to the assessed work, there's also some formative work. So this is things that you write which are not marked. And in particular, I'm going to ask you to write a 500-word essay the day before, 2 days before each of the seminars that you attend. And I'm going to ask you to write a peer review. Peer reviews are a very important part of this course, a chance for you to read another student's work and to provide some hopefully helpful feedback on it. I think this is useful in 2 ways. So partly, it's sometimes easier to see problems with other people's work than your own, but having seen the problems, you can then avoid them in your own work. And it's also good to get feedback from other students, right? It should be beneficial. I've been doing peer reviews for a while now, and I have to say, I think they work really well. So please do put the effort. Just occasionally I get a group of students that don't really do the peer reviews. I can't really do anything about that, but I really encourage you to do the peer reviews, because when people have done that, they've said, look, that was useful, that was good. And you can see that reflected in their marks as well. Now, the reason I'm giving you these weekly 500-word writing tasks is because I have a particular view about feedback. On the standard model, you do a piece of work, you hand it in, your work is now finished, and you get back a grade and a piece of feedback about how to improve and so on. Now, I don't find that very good, because when you've handed in the work and you've finished the project, you're a busy person, then you're on to the next project. You're writing the next thing. So feedback on the thing that you've already handed in isn't that useful. What I want to do is to separate the feedback process from the grading process. For this reason, when you hand me the 3 in-term assignments, you will get back just the grade, just the number. That's the only feedback you will get. 72, well done, well done. Very good mark. Although you did leave kind of quite a few on the table there. Let's see if we can get you up to 78, 84 next time. Oh, great. Okay, very good. Actually, I don't really care what the numbers are. The crucial thing is that you should be doing better and better each week. We want to see progress each week across the course. So how do we do this? Well, the feedback you get on the weekly seminar tasks, right? So you write these 500 words every week and you get some kind of feedback. But if you think about it, it would be very difficult for me to read all of the weekly 500-word essays and give detailed feedback on each one of them. So that's not how that works. Here's how it does work. You write and submit that, you get the peer review, which is the first piece of feedback. Your seminar tutor then reads and considers the essay in planning the seminar, and typically will prepare to ask you something about your work in the seminar, right? We'll notice that you have said something and ask you a question about that. Alternatively, if there's a real problem with your work, the seminar tutor may provide a line or 2 of feedback to you, but only in the case where there is a real problem. There will then be a seminar discussion. This is now the 3rd opportunity for feedback, seminar discussion based on the work that you have written. That's what our seminar's about on this course, about the work you've written. In this way, what I hope is that you're going to get the feedback first, then submit the final piece of work, and then get the grade. And here's how that works actually. The weekly seminar tasks are on the same topic as the 3 in-term assignments. So you have the opportunity 1 week to write a draft, get the feedback on it, and so on and so forth. The next week to revise that, and then you submit it for Rama for discussion, and you can also put it onto Tabular. So in this way, I'm hoping that you will get the feedback first and the grade later, because I think that's how you will improve your work. And based on the feedback that I have had from students before, many of the students like this approach. Some students really dislike this approach. They think there's something wrong with it. I've even had ethical objections, and that's absolutely fine. But if that's you, please don't take the module. Okay, if that's you, please don't take the module. Understand now how the feedback works, and just make a decision based on that now. Don't kind of get to the end of the module and then decide that you don't like the feedback. So this is all explained in a PDF document which is linked to below this video, so do take a look at that. All right, last thing. What about the events? What events comprise the following 10 weeks of fun that we will have? You've already found the online lecture recordings and the online handouts, so well done, that's very good. The next event that is important is the weekly seminar. So you will meet, hopefully in person, but just a few of us are going to meet online for some of the term at least, perhaps all of it. We're going to meet online for the weekly seminar, and the purpose of the seminar is to discuss what you wrote about. So when you come to the seminar, make sure that you have that work accessible with you, right? On your laptop or your phone, or you've got a smartwatch. Bring that work with you to the seminar. Be prepared for your seminar tutor to ask you a question about it. A lot of the time when I ask my students in a seminar, you wrote this thing, is that really true? Why do you think that's true? They say, I'm sorry, Steve, I have no idea what I wrote. I have no idea what I wrote. You are badly prepared for my seminar, right? You are badly prepared for my seminar. It's okay, we all do that sometimes, but try not to. Try to be ready to discuss the work that you wrote when you get to the seminar. Bring it with you, make sure that you can access it. The second thing that we have is a live whole class lecture, and the live whole class lectures, you'll have seen something about asking questions in this lecture already, will be a lecture that I give, an ordinary lecture with slides and standing up and all the rest of it, not too much interaction, but it will be based on questions that you have asked by the day before that lecture. So what I'm going to do is take your questions and structure them around the I'm going to structure the lecture around your questions. So I do encourage you, please, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again, please use the ask a question that's attached to each of the section of the lecture notes in order to ask questions about them. So there you have, these are the main components of the course, the assessments, the feedback part, the formative work, and the events. I hope you're going to enjoy this very much indeed.